What's up, finance virtuosos? In today's video I'm going to show you how anyone, yes, anyone, can build wealth from scratch. I'm not talking about becoming a billionaire overnight or anything like that. What I'm talking about is the realistic steps that any one of us can take to build sustainable, long-term wealth. It's not going to be easy, and it's going to take time and effort, but I'm telling you it's possible if you're willing to put in the work. This is the Finance Virtuoso channel. If you're new here, hit subscribe and the notification bell for the best money tips and tricks. Now, before we get into the specifics, I want to start with a quote that I think really encapsulates the wealth-building mindset. T. Harv Eker said, "Rich people believe I create my life. Poor people believe life happens to me." That right there is the key difference. Wealthy individuals take charge of their financial future and don't just wait for opportunities to come their way. They actively create those opportunities themselves. To build wealth, you need to adopt this proactive mindset. Stop seeing yourself as a victim or blaming your circumstances. From this moment on, you need to start believing that you have the power to transform your financial life. Sounds good? Awesome, let's dive in. The first thing you need to understand is that wealth is earned, not given. Sure, there are people out there who inherit massive wealth, but that's the exception, not the rule. For the rest of us, building wealth is going to require rolling up our sleeves and putting in the hard work. That means continuously developing your skills and expertise so that you can create more and more value. Because at the end of the day, wealth is a byproduct of value creation. The more value you can provide to the world, the more you'll be compensated for it. So step number 1 is to get laser focused on improving your skills, whether that's in your current job, starting a side hustle, or learning a new trade altogether. The key is to always be evolving, always be growing. Because the more valuable you become, the more doors will open up for you. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking, but I'm already working a 9-to-5 job. How am I supposed to do all this extra stuff? And that's a fair point. A regular job alone is not going to make you wealthy. You're going to need to diversify your income streams. That's why step number 2 is to start building additional income sources. Maybe it's freelancing on the side, or starting an online business, or investing in rental properties. The specific vehicle doesn't matter as much as the fact that you're not relying solely on your day job. Remember, there's only so many hours in a day that you can trade for dollars. At a certain point, you're going to hit a ceiling on how much you can earn. But when you start creating additional income streams, you unlock exponential growth potential. Suddenly, you're not just trading time for money, you're leveraging your skills and efforts to generate passive income. And speaking of passive income, that brings me to step number 3, put your money to work. See, a lot of people make the mistake of just socking all their savings away in a regular bank account. But that's a huge missed opportunity. Your money should be working for you, generating returns and multiplying your wealth over time. Now, I'm not saying you should start day trading or throwing your life savings into high-risk investments. That's a recipe for disaster. What I am saying is that you need to educate yourself on proven, long-term wealth-building strategies like investing in stocks, real estate, and other appreciating assets. The key is to start small, learn as you go, and gradually build up your investment portfolio. And while we're on the topic of money management, step number 4 is to get a handle on your spending. Look, I get it, when you start earning more, it's tempting to upgrade your lifestyle and start buying all the material stuff. But that's a surefire way to derail your wealth-building efforts. Instead, you need to ruthlessly cut down on any unnecessary spending. I'm talking about the frivolous purchases, the impulse buys, the keeping up with the Joneses mentality. Every dollar you save is a dollar you can put towards building wealth. And over time, those savings will start to compound and accelerate your progress. Step number 5 is to develop a consistent saving habit. I'm not saying you need to be socking away 50% of your income or anything crazy like that. Start small, even just setting aside 10% of your paycheck can make a huge difference over time. The key is to treat your savings like an essential monthly expense, not something you do with whatever's left over. And you know what, while we're on the topic of savings, I'm going to give you a little bonus tip: open up a retirement account like a 401k or Roth IRA. Not only will this help you build wealth for the long term, but it also comes with some serious tax advantages that can supercharge your progress. Step number 6, choose your spouse wisely. This might seem like an odd one, but studies have shown that divorce can wipe out up to 75% of a person's net worth. And beyond the financial implications, an unhappy marriage can be a huge distraction and drain on your overall well-being. On the flip side, having a supportive spouse who's on the same page with your wealth-building goals can be an absolute game-changer. It's like having a built-in accountability partner and cheerleader. So when you're ready to start seriously pursuing financial freedom, make sure you've got the right person by your side. And speaking of support systems, step number 7 is to surround yourself with the right people. As the saying goes, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you're hanging out with a bunch of broke, negative people, guess what? That's going to start seeping into your own mindset and behaviors. Instead, you want to deliberately curate a circle of friends and acquaintances who are either already wealthy or are actively working towards that goal. These are the people who are going to inspire you, motivate you, and hold you accountable. They're going to push you to think bigger and achieve more than you ever thought possible. And while we're on the topic of your support system, I've got to mention step number 8, find a mentor. Having an experienced guide who's already walked the path you're on can be invaluable. They can help you avoid costly mistakes, connect you with the right opportunities, and generally accelerate your learning curve. Finding the perfect mentor may not always be easy. But start small, reach out to people in your network, attend industry events, or even just read biographies of successful people in your field. The key is to start making those connections and tapping into that wealth of knowledge and experience. Alright, we're in the home stretch now. Step number 9, protect your assets. I'm talking about making sure you have the right insurance coverage in place, stuff like life insurance, disability insurance, and health insurance. Because let's face it, life is unpredictable. And one major unexpected event could wipe out all the wealth you've worked so hard to build. So make sure you've got the proper safeguards in place. That way, if something does happen, you know your family and your assets are protected. It's an investment in your long-term financial security. And finally, step number 10, be resilient. Because I'm not going to lie to you, building wealth isn't easy. There are going to be setbacks, failures, and times when you feel like throwing in the towel. But in those moments, you can't give up. You have to be willing to stand back up, dust yourself off, and keep pushing forward. Remember, wealth isn't built in a day. It's the product of consistent effort over an extended period of time. So when the going gets tough, remind yourself of how far you've come. Draw strength from your support system. And most importantly, never lose sight of your ultimate goal. Because with the right mindset and the right actions, I truly believe that anyone can build wealth from scratch. Alright, there you have it, my 10 steps to building wealth from the ground up. Of course, this is just the high-level overview. There's a lot more nuance and detail we could dive into. But the key takeaway is this: wealth is not some unattainable dream reserved only for the elite. It's something that's accessible to all of us, if we're willing to put in the work. So what are you waiting for? Start taking those first steps today. Upgrade your skills, diversify your income, invest intelligently, and surround yourself with the right people. Trust me, the journey may not be easy, but the rewards will be more than worth it. With that said, I hope this video has given you a solid blueprint to start building real, lasting wealth. I'll catch you in the next one.